brought to you by Play Picks and the Lines. Coming to you from Oakland, California, I'm Josh Lander, joined by my buddy Nate Weitzer, holding things down on the East Coast. And we're going to go ahead and be doing this podcast for you about 5 times a week, trying to keep up with that crazy NBA slate this year, Nate, in the condensed season. If we go ahead and get some winners for you out there on the DFS picks we'll be making, prop bets, game lines, everything you could want, go ahead and like and subscribe for us. We'll keep bringing you those winners all season at a solid rate. Nate will definitely continue to have all his articles up, nice power rankings, as well as all your daily bets that you might need on play picks and the lines. And we're going to go ahead and start each show by just giving you all the lines, move into some stuff that we like, offer some props and DFS when they're available. And like I said, we'll just be coming back to you, try to keep up with this crazy season all year long. So, Nate, if you're ready, let's just jump right into it and present the lines for today, Monday, January the 4th.
Yes, sir. We have a 9-game slate tonight. Pretty good Monday. We got the Cavs at +5 at the Magic. Darius Garland is questionable for that one. Hornets +10 at the Sixers. That's a rematch from last week. Knicks +6 at the Hawks. Thunder +8 at Heat. Celtics +3 at Raptors. Mavericks +1 at Rockets. There are some key injuries to watch there. Both Doncic and Harden questionable. Pistons +14 at the Bucks with Josh Jackson likely out. Pacers +1 at Pelicans. And finally the Kings -2 at the Warriors. So Josh, looking at those lines, what seems like the best bets for you tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an easy starting point. Golden State sack. We saw this start at actually 2.5 for the Kings in Golden State, and I'm still kind of confused by that. I think, coming off a back-to-back, like we just saw Steph go crazy. He shot the ball 50 times. He did put up 62 points. But this isn't the Blazers, one of the worst teams defensively in the NBA. This is the Kings, who are about middle of the pack, and one place that they excel actually is in rebounding the ball. The Warriors shot incredibly last night. Both Wiggins and Steph were about 50% from the field or better. And I just, that's not going to happen against this Kings team. Like we said, the second night of a back-to-back, there's not a lot of reason to like the Warriors, and for some reason that spread is actually smaller than the 2.5 it opened at. So I'm happy to take the Kings by 2, and if you like the money line, go ahead. But the 2 points is worth it for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Steph's props will be after that huge output. I mean, he does have really good numbers against the Kings. He's actually better on the second half of back-to-backs throughout his career. He has like a 68 true shooting percentage, so I don't necessarily expect him to drop off, but I expect the Kings to be fired up after, that was the talk of NBA Twitter last night. De'Aaron Fox, pretty capable individual defender, and they have a lot of length at the back end, so that I think they will be able to trap Steph enough to get that Warriors offense back to dead last in efficiency, which is where it was before Steph went off. Another game I want to look at, the Pacers-Pelicans. Pelicans are looking good, man. They look like a top 10 team right now. Brandon Ingram playing with swagger, going for the second leap after being most improved player of the year. And the Pacers struggling a bit, especially on the interior, right? They've lost 2 of their last 3. They've gotten out-rebounded in all of those. They just got bullied by the Knicks. And you look at the Pelicans, since adding Mount Kiwi, Steven Adams, they're second in rebounding rate, and they're third in defensive rating. They allow the second fewest points per game in the paint. I think you look at that as a clear edge to just say, let's keep rolling with the Pelicans. They've been a moneymaker so far this year.
Yeah, what's interesting about Steven Adams is he's actually might be hurting Zion Williams' case for winning any awards more than anything this year by just gobbling up all the rebounds. I think he's at about 9 boards, 1.5 blocks. He's getting steals. He's a problem down there, and he's definitely the starting point for everything that they do. I tried to find where I could, see some value in any of the Pacers bets anywhere on that line, and I don't know how they score the ball when they're really going to be forced to try to score down low. And guess what? The Pellies don't allow you to do better than anybody is score down low. There are actually
there's some value. Maybe the under's 219. So you could look at both teams struggling to score. The Pellies are playing at the second slowest pace, I think. So yeah, the under is another thing to look at with that one.
Yep, 100%. We got burned by the Pellies and the Raptors. Also, two very good defensive teams we thought recently would have an under hit, and they did not. But if you look at the pace of play and the amount of threes that the Raptors shoot, that was actually somewhat, not inevitable, but it was an almost likely scenario. Here, like you said, the Pacers are going to bruise, pounded it inside, even though I think they're going to be forcing it against those trees for the Pelicans. And so that's not going to work out for them. What I do like is the Pacers on the perimeter over the Pellies, which leads us to just a couple quick prop bets I just wanted to bring up for the Pellies and Pacers. Brogdon over 19.5 points. And Brogdon actually over 30.5 points, rebounds, assists combined. You can get about minus 115 on your money for that, which is still about even, good money. And I know you might think that I would go with DeMontis as someone I've been talking about all season, but I don't see how he scores down low with Miles Turner probably standing outside on the perimeter, not offering much help down there. But I do like the guards for the Pacers, especially Brogdon, to fill in some scoring with TJ Warren out.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yep, and so I'm actually just going to move on for. Sorry, what's that?
Yeah, just what's the next game?
Yeah, next game I got the Rockets and the Mavs. It's an interesting game. I woke up early this morning on the East Coast to try and see if there's any more news about Harden and Luka. But if I had to predict what's going to happen, I don't think Luka's playing. As a result, I don't think Harden's going to play because they're not going to have much of a reason to. And who knows what that scenario is offering. But regardless, both stars play, both stars don't play. I like the Rockets a lot. Just a quick couple things on the Mavs. They're sputtering right now, as we all know, and it's because they can't shoot the three, which is what they did as well as anybody last year with one of the best offenses in the NBA. They are dead last in three-pointers made. Luka has made 6 of them this year, and before the last game he played where he hit 4, he'd only made 2. It's not opening up things for guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. And really Josh Richardson has failed to sort of mesh as the guy that we need him to be for if the Mavs are going to be anything. They do defend well down low, which doesn't bode well when you play the Rockets, who are going to continue to pull from outside a ton, making a ton of their points off of threes more than anything in free throws. So I like Houston actually a lot in this one, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about that one with DFS, but I'm wondering what you think first.
Yeah, I mean, I love this play if Harden's out, and I love it if Harden's in. I don't think it really matters for the Rockets' flow now that they have John Wall, who looks good. It looks like he has something to prove. I mean, he can run that pick and roll with Christian Wood, and they can stay within their offensive efficiency without much problem at all. The Mavericks are completely sputtering. I mean, they needed a career-high 31 from Jalen Brunson last night to even hang with the Bulls. They're just not finding any sort of consistency, even when Luka's out there. I think if Luka plays, we could see the overhit at that point, but other than that, I'm not looking from a betting perspective like either of these stars being out is going to have a huge impact. If it does swing the line so that the Rockets are even getting a couple points because Harden's out and Luka's in, I think that's great value you can get there.
100%. Yep.
And speaking of value, right? This is the game to look at with DFS tonight. If either of those stars are out, I think Brunson might still get a lot of run even if Luka plays, considering how the Mavericks have struggled. Brunson very cheap, 3,300 on DK, 4,500 on FanDuel. Is there anyone else you think would see an uptick in usage, Josh, if Luka misses another one?
Yeah, I mean, Brunson was the clear answer last night, and he actually did it very efficiently. But I am gonna say that for the money, Tim Hardaway Jr. is still worth it. You can find him on DFS, I believe, about 5,800. I think last night you look at 17 field goal attempts. He's going to continue to pull. If this one gets out of hand, especially, he's going to continue to pull. And he's already a decent scorer for them. I know he's a forward, but I think he's going to continue to see even more usage. If you need to save a little bit of money there, I also had Josh Richardson. He's going to have a high usage rate as well with a green light with no Luka. And he might be able to get him for about 4,800, so about a grand cheaper than you can with THJ. So if you're looking to save some money, but for the Rockets, I'll just move right into that. If Harden doesn't play, I know Wall is doing really well, but I think we both know there's only either way, it's still only worth it to play potentially either Christian Wood, Eric Gordon, or John Wall. You're not really going to get any value from any other players. And I really like EG. I think if he gets into the starting lineup, or even if he's coming off the bench, he's going to see an increased minutes. He's got nice numbers in his career when James Harden isn't there, and even at 1.5 steals was one of the more surprising things. and plus about 17 and a half points, 2.5 boards and assists in there, 3 assists in there. So he looks good and I think you can get him right now. We said about 5,300. I know on DraftKings, so that's a really good deal for someone who I think is gonna he put up a 20 piece for sure tonight.
Yeah, the Rockets are who you would look towards for cash plays because what we mentioned, yeah, their offense is extremely predictable in terms of running through a couple playmakers and Christian Wood being a focal point diving to the rim. The Mavs might have more GPP plays as they continue to look for their identity here early in the season. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's it for our
and
DFS plays and best bets tonight. And yeah, hope you guys follow the advice. Hope it comes through, and we keep picking you winners.
yes, sir. Remember to like and subscribe if you like what we're giving you, and we'll be back again tomorrow.